Vegetarianism.
The Bahai Faith.
What will be the food of the future? Fruits and grains. The time will come when meat will no longer be eaten. Medical science is only in its infancy, yet it has shown that our natural diet is that which grows out of the ground. The people will gradually develop up to the condition of this natural food. Abdu'l-Baha, The Days in the Light of Akka.
Question: what will be the food of the united people? Answer: as humanity progresses, meat will be used less and less, for the teeth of man are not carnivorous. The human teeth, the molars, are formed to grind grain. The front teeth, the incisors, are for fruits, etc. It is therefore quite apparent, according to the implements for eating, that man's food is intended to be grain and not meat. When mankind is more fully developed, the eating of meat will gradually cease. Abdu'l-Bahai, The Promulgation of Universal Peace, U.S. Bahai Publishing Trust.
The Bhiksu Sangha Buddhist Association.
If we, humankind, have wisdom and can discriminate between the good and bad, we should consider to be human means to kill not, and to not have the heart to eat the meat, bone, and the blood of sentient beings. The Book of Truth.
We should learn to eat vegetables and fruits and let our mind free, so we may become God, Buddha. The Book of Truth.
If you know the animals were killed for meat, but we still eat, we're already committing the sin of killing. If because of us the animals are killed, then the sin belongs to us, and the soul of the dead will resent us, not the killer. If we are willing to eat that meat, that shows that we are cruel and ruthless. Therefore, only a ruthless heart can eat meat, or that meat-eaters have a ruthless heart. The Book of Truth.
Buddhism.
At that time, Arya or sage, Mahamati or great wisdom, Bodhisattva Mahasattva, said to the Buddha, Bhagavan or world-honored one, I see that in all worlds, the wandering in births and deaths, the enlaced animosities, and the falling into evil paths are all caused by meat-eating and cyclical killing. Those behaviors increase greed and anger, and make living beings unable to escape from suffering. That is truly very painful. Lankavatara Sutra.
If any of my disciples does not honestly consider that and still eats meat, we should know that he is of the Candela or killer's lineage. He is not my disciple and I am not his teacher. Therefore, Mahamati, if anyone wished to be my relative, he should not eat any meat. Lankavatara Sutra.
Monks, a lay follower should not engage in 5 types of business. Which 5? Business in weapons, business in human beings, business in meat, business in intoxicants, and business in poison. Vanija Sutra.
Ananda, if living beings in the 6 worlds of existence cease to kill, they will not be subject to the continual round of births and deaths. How then can those who practice great compassion feed on the flesh and blood of living beings? Surangama Sutra.
The Buddha told Mahamati, meat eating has countless offenses. All bodhisattvas or spiritual practitioners should cultivate their great mercy and compassion so that they should not eat meat. Lankavatara Sutra. Eating meat destroys the seed of compassion, and a meat-eater's every action will terrify all beings due to their bodily scent of meat. Mahaparinirvana Sutra.
Bhagavan, people who eat meat are destroying the great merciful seed of their own. Thus the people who practice the holy way should not eat meat. Lankavatara Sutra.
If a man can control his body and mind, and thereby refrains from eating animal flesh and wearing animal products, I say he will be liberated. This teaching of mine is that of the Buddha, whereas any other is that of evil demons. Surangama Sutra. Mahamati, I see that living beings are in the transmigration of the 6 paths, being together in births and deaths, and then give birth to and foster each other's, and cyclically becoming fathers, mothers, brothers and sisters of each other's. They may also be born in other paths of animal, ghost, god, and so on. Whether virtuous or evil, they frequently become the relatives of each other's. Because of these relationships, I see that all meat eaten by living beings are of their own relatives. The 6 paths: God, human, asura, animal, hungry ghost, hell being. Lankavatara Sutra.
I stipulate that you should not even eat meat, blameless in the 3 respects. Even those meats other than the 10 previously forbidden kinds should be abandoned. The meat of corpses should also be abandoned. All creatures can recognize a person who eats meat, and when they catch the odor, they are frightened by the terror of death. Wherever that person roams, the beings in the waters, on dry lands, or in the sky are frightened. Thinking that they will be killed by that person, they even swoon or die. For these reasons, Bodhisattva Mahasattvas, or great saints, do not eat meat, even though they may appear to eat meat on account of those to be converted. Since they do not actually eat ordinary food, then how much less so meat? Mahaparinirvana Sutra.
Bodhisattvas or spiritual practitioners should discern that all meat are from the filthy bodies, which are combined by pus, blood, dirtiness, red bindu or bright drops, white bindus of the parents. Thus, discerning the dirtiness of meat, bodhisattvas or spiritual practitioners should not eat meat. Lankavatara Sutra.
All meats are like the dead bodies of human beings. The cooked meats are as stinky and feculent as the fumed dead bodies. So how could we eat such things? Lankavatara Sutra.
Meat eating can increase desires. Meat eaters are greedy. For the instinct of protecting and cherishing the life, there is no difference between human and animal. For every living being, he himself is afraid of death. How could he eat the meat of others? Anyone who wants to eat meat should first discern the pain of cutting his own body, and then discern the pains of all living beings, and then give up meat eating. Lankavatara Sutra. Kasyapa asked the Buddha, why did the Lord previously allow bhiksus or monks to eat the 3 pure meats or even 9 pure meats? The Buddha said, it was so instituted, following the need of the occasion and as gradual steps in the actual segregation from eating meat. Shakyamuni Buddha, Nirvana Sutra. Meat eaters have so many countless offenses, thus vegetarians have masses of countless merits and virtues. Lankavatara Sutra.
If no one eats meat, then no one kills living beings for food. The killings are for the buyers. Thus, the buying is the same as killing. Therefore, meat eating can obstruct the holy way. Lankavatara Sutra.
Also, after the birth of the baby, care must be exercised not to kill any animal in order to feed the mother with meaty delicacies, and not to assemble many relatives to drink liquor or eat meat. Because at the difficult time of birth, there are innumerable evil demons, monsters and goblins who want to consume the smelly blood. And it is I who have earlier commanded the deities and divinities in charge of the household and the land to protect the mother and child, making them safe and happy and gaining benefits for them. However, some people, seeing that the mother and child are safe and happy, then collectively provide some offerings and thanks to the divinities in charge of the local land by ignorantly and adversely resorting to the killing of animals for consumption. And thus, they bring down curses upon themselves, which are detrimental to both the mother and the baby. Ksiti Sutra.
A disciple of the Buddha must not deliberately eat meat. He should not eat the flesh of any sentient being. The meat eater forfeits the seeds of great compassion, severs the seed of the Buddha nature, and causes animal and transcendental beings to avoid him. Those who do so are guilty of countless offenses. Brahmajala Sutra.
Now in this Lankavatara Sutra, I say, at all times, all kinds of meat are inedible unexceptionally. Mahamati, I forbid meat eating not only for one time, I mean that both in present and future. Meat eating is forbidden. Lankavatara Sutra.